final, but then the strategy won. Blind couldn't cope with Llorente. The defensive line couldn't cope with the long ball. Llorente chest was the link for everything, and strategy beat philosophy. But in the end, for us and for everyone in the other side of the cameras, as you were saying, 2 unbelievable football nights and 2 lessons for life. In life, a lesson coming from football. In life, anything is impossible.
It seems that is unbelievably pertinent. We will take a breather and then we will return, because it has been a stunning night, and no doubt in Madrid it will be compelling as well. It'll be an all-English final. It'll be Spurs' first ever European Cup final, almost beyond, because Tottenham have made it through to the Champions League final. They have won in Amsterdam, and they will play Liverpool on June the 1st in Madrid. Excuse me for repeating myself. It's been another extraordinary night of Champions League action. And here to review it all, Jose Mourinho, John Barnes and Ruud Gullit. What got Spurs over the line, Jose?
I think exactly the strategy based on Ajax weaknesses. And we thought they were ready to cope with that. They were ready to hide it. They were ready to try to be stronger than they are in relation to these weaknesses, and they were not able to. And I think they lost a little bit of their emotional control too, because they were exposed in some situations where Blind was outside position, the Ligt was outside position in the first goal. They conceded the first goal in the sequence of a transition from a lateral free kick. Many times the defensive line of 4 was not compact. Many times the block was too low. Sometimes Tottenham forced the block to be low, but when they make a back pass, you have plenty of time to bring the line up, to squeeze a little bit more, to come away at least from the 16-yard box. They never did it, and I didn't feel leadership. I didn't feel them ready to cope. It was a big surprise for us. We were here having some fun at half time and saying that it's not over, anything can happen. We had a big lesson yesterday, but in the end we all thought that was going to be very difficult to happen. But then after the second goal, the game was open. You can still speak about Ziyech hit the post, could kill it in there. Yes, we can speak about that, but we can also speak about Ajax not coping with the way Tottenham played in the second half.
Ruud, we've praised the young players at Ajax to the hilt, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
But was it their youth, their naivety that let them down?
No, it's the philosophy in general why they play. They always want to play attacking football. And we were talking about it, the Achilles heel of Ajax. They can't cope with long balls. When they played the Dutch Cup football a week ago, the first 45 minutes they were in trouble with Willem II, who's not a very good team, and they couldn't cope with it either. So
say about the philosophy, and we know Ajax has a philosophy, but sometimes you have to change that philosophy.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. For me, the philosophy is what makes a team grow up in the direction every team grows up. You need that base, you need that philosophy, you need a style of play adapted to the qualities of the players. And Ajax, they deserve all the credit for that, and all the admiration of people like us that we love football. And we of course, we give them the credit they deserve. But football is a sporting battle, and in battles you need strategy. And to win matches, especially special matches. That's what we were saying in the beginning. There are special matches, and for special matches, you need sometimes not to be angry with your philosophy, and you need even sometimes to go against your philosophy to win a football match. And I think if Ajax in the second half, they hide better their weaknesses, but everybody knows their weaknesses. I know, Ruud knows, John knows, we spoke about it, but they have to cope with that. And we saw many examples they were commenting now in their attacking situations. We had other situations where Blind or the Leeds, they were outside. The basic thing you do when you have an advantage is keep your balance all the time, never unbalanced. The balance starts exactly with the defensive line in position, and after that a certain number of players always behind the ball line, and they stick with their philosophy. They played this game in the second half like they were playing against Vitesse in the Dutch league. They play like it was a group phase or one more game in their own league. And I think in this moment they don't believe in what happened to them. And Tottenham, they changed. They use very, very well the direct football. They were lucky, they had the gods of football with them, but they chased that luck.
It was up to Ajax to adapt. We know the way they play in possession. Even out of possession in the first half, because of the way Tottenham were playing, it was fine for them to press high, because Tottenham were trying to play through midfield from the back. Once it changed, and you can see as Llorente came on, that is when the three midfield players for Ajax should have said, okay, they're not going to play, and so let's drop back, sit in front of the back four. Maybe the back four push up a bit, but particularly when the ball's played back. But then Llorente wouldn't be able to get the ball on his chest. What would then have to happen is Llorente would then have to come in front of the midfield player, and then he's going away from goal. But the amount of time Son, Lucas and Dele Alli were able to run past the midfield players of Ajax, past them, because they knew that Llorente is going to get the ball down and play them in. So it was just naivety, I think, not unwillingness. Barcelona was unwillingness to work. They were willing to work, but they were just working in the wrong way.
But the strategy and the knowledge of Mauricio Pochettino has changed that first to second half and victory.
And I think they didn't read defensively the game very, very well, because, for example, Llorente was looking for Blind, and the ball is much more dangerous, a diagonal one, than a vertical pass. The ball was always coming from Vertonghen. If I am Ajax striker, in this moment, I choose always to be closer to Vertonghen than to Alderweireld. I choose always to press Vertonghen and let the ball go to Alderweireld. If Alderweireld wants to play direct, he plays a vertical ball and not a diagonal ball. And that changed everything. So honestly, I think that it hurts me a little bit to say that. I want to give 99% credit to Ten Hag, the beautiful work he did with this team, but I have to be critical in 1%. And I think this second half, he has to play more. As a coach, there are matches where we don't play, there are matches where we play very bad, but there are matches where we play very well. And Ajax in the second half needed him to play very well. And I think he played like his team, not very well.
You know, it's harsh. You know, I was thinking about it all the time. I think the players also of Ajax now, you know, will devastate it. We were talking about the fact that why didn't they go in the corners in the last minute? Why they wanted to hit on the target? Why don't waste time? And that were experienced players as well. Yeah. And you think to yourself, how is it possible? How is it possible that you do that? And of course you need luck as well. Eh? They found that luck because they were looking for it all the time. But Ajax can't cope They can't cope with it, and everybody knows that. In Holland we know, but there's not one team who can do that, because that is not the philosophy how we want to play football in Holland. I said, yeah, but there's not only one way who goes to Rome. There's 100 ways to go to Rome, and sometimes you have to do it in order to dismantle the opposition. Like Rinus Michels said, you need to adapt yourself.